Peace and love, Mashbacha. You guys were able to hear me and my daughter chopping it up on here yesterday. And so now today I'm doing this segment with my beloved young king, Yash Obadiahu. So y'all have just tuned into Malaka Adaya of Connected in Spirit and Truth.
Yasha Yahoo of Torah Teens Network.
And we're about to be talking about some things that it's kind of breaks my heart to have to talk about family, but it is what it is. And the times that we are in, parents are responsible for making sure their sons and daughters are in the know. They need to know what's being done to their peers. They need to know what's being done to their people. And they need to know the only safety for them is the obedience of Yahuwah. They have to be obedient unto Yahuwah. So that didn't even sound right, the obedience of Yahuwah. No, what I meant to say was their obedience to Yahuwah. So I know we all have been grieving and angry about them unaliving our youth, unaliving our men, unaliving our sisters. And I am outraged, family. And all through the scripture, we hear about what's going to happen in the end days. We hear about what's going to happen to those that are disobedient. So right now, son, I want you to share with us the article about what happened with the young man Nolan Wells, and then I'll get into what I wanted to talk about in this segment.
Okay. So I found an article published by The Guardian, and let's delve into this. So the article is titled "What Happened to Nolan Wells? Family Seeks Answers 2 weeks after 18-year-old's death." 2 weeks after Nolan Xavier Wells was found dead, his family is still searching for answers. On 4 July, Wells, an 18-year-old Mississippi college freshman, and a group of friends took a boat out to Horn Island, a barrier island a few miles off the Mississippi Gulf Coast. About 300 young adults gathered on a section of the island for a last hurrah before returning to college or work. One of Wells's family, no, one of Wells's friends said, Wells's parents are supposed to take him to Southwest Mississippi Community College for football camp the following Monday. Wells's friends, his phone, and his keys returned that day. He did not, and he, wait, I'm sorry.
I got you,
Wells's
because I
friend,
got you. Hold on. So let me see here. Wells's friends, his phone and his keys returned that day.
yes,
He did not. Instead, after a missing person search that received national attention, his body was found on the island on the 6th of July. What exactly happened on Horn Island is still unclear. Take it from there, son.
yeah. As if he, as if how the Ocean Springs native died. An investigation by local officials is ongoing. In the absence of answers, misinformation, particularly on social media, is rampant. Here's what we know so far. Family speaks out. Late on July 4th, a Facebook post by Christine Wansley, Wells's mother, in which she sought answers about her then missing son, went viral. When she shared a photo of Wells, who was black, and three friends who are white, social media users began suggesting that whatever happened to Wells was racially motivated.
Now I want to pause right there. I want to pause right there because I'm going to say this. If Wells was an isolated incident, we would not jump to of or an unalivement of another one of our youth. But it is almost weekly. So when you hear me say, come out of her, my people, what does that mean to you? What is that saying to you?
I mean, set yourself apart from the practices and the cultures of Babylon.
Amen. So, our question. say you're someone, you don't go out, you don't socialize, you don't hang out with friends. Do you think that that is good enough for you to say, I sanctify myself and stay set apart?
No,
No, why not?
because even in your alone time, you're still doing the same things that people of Babylon are doing, such as like, watching, bad movies or consuming secular music and things of that nature. You're not putting your time and effort into learning and um, being in Yah's presence.
So it's been a little while since you've done a Torah teen segment. And so, I'm telling you, I'm going to start calling myself Malaka See-Through because, I keep it real and I'm transparent. So it's been a while. So since the last time you've done a Torah teen segment, how you been living?
Uh, Not set apart.
Not set apart. So there's a word that is a gift to us. That if you can say, okay, I have not been living set apart, what do you need to do to get back in alignment?
Um, Teshuva?
Teshuvah. And for those that don't know what that means, what teshuvah means, what is it?
Is to repent 180 degrees, turn around.
180 degrees, turn around. I love it. I love it. I love it. So from your mouth to Yah's ears and the viewer's ears, son. So I want you to take a walk with me over to Exodus chapter 11. Come on over and go to chapter 11 of Exodus, and we're going to read verse 5. I'm going to start at verse 5. Come out of her, my people, and be ye separate. I really do hope that this is not just another segment that's being done. I hope that this segment lights a fire under our parents to start having these talks with their children. I want to give a major shout out to Mora Leal Yahoo. She's raising children around my children's ages, and we don't play when it comes to making sure our children are being kept in the loop as to what's going on with their people, what's going on around them, and how important it is to stay in these scriptures. Sometimes we get caught up in learning and studying on our own and don't realize our young adult children need this on a regular basis. So are you there yet, son?
Yeah, I'm there.
All right. Let me see. You can read starting at verse 5. Give me verse 5 and 7.
And it's Exodus chapter 11, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So starting at verse 5, it states, "And all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh, who sits on his throne, even to the firstborn of the female servant, who is behind the handmill, and all the firstborn of cattle. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Mitzrayim, such as has never been or shall be again. But against any of the children of Israel no dog shall move its tongue, against man or against beast, so that you know that Yah makes distinction between Mitzrayim and Israel. And all these servants of yours shall come down to me and bow down to me, saying, Get out, you and all the people at your feet. And
No,
after
pause, son. I
oh,
just wanted you to read until verse 7.
verse
Thank
7.
you so much. Thank you so much. Now we're going to go to Exodus chapter 12 and verse 29. But I do want to say right here, you guys can hear it. You guys can hear it right here that when the judgment hit the land, because this was judgment happening, who was hurt and who wasn't, Josh?
But against any of the children of Israel no dog shall move its tongue against man or beast, so that you know that Yah makes distinction between Mitzrayim and Yisrael.
So whose firstborn children were taken out?
Mitzrayim's
And whose children and even animals were spared?
Yasharov.
So I'm going to say this again. Come out of her, my people, and be ye separate. You want to hang with them. You want to party with them. You will be judged with them. And I hate it. I hate to make this seem like I'm being insensitive and I don't care. Parents are grieving, siblings are grieving, families are hurting. But family, it's like as if we're doubling down on our disobedience. Like we're doubling down on following after the ways of the world and this whole assimilation garbage. We were never to assimilate. We were to be holy and set apart. All right, so like I said, son, go to Exodus chapter 12, verse 29, please. Exodus 12, 29. Are you there?
And I'm getting there, and
All right. You miss me yet? You
something like
don't
that.
miss me. I call you every day, all day, right?
Yeah, nothing to miss.
Oh my goodness, I miss you. I'm on vacation and I'm just like, you know what? I'm still gonna do this Bible study with my baby. Okay, so go ahead. Are you there?
Yeah, okay, I'm at verse 29, and it states, and it came to be at midnight that Yah struck all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim, from the firstborn of Pharaoh who sat on his throne, to the firstborn of the captive who was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of livestock.
Keep going. Verse 30.
Verse 30, and Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants, and all the mistresses, the
That's right.
Mizrahites.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say mistresses.
Oh no. And all the Mizrahites.
And
Mm-hmm.
all the Mizrahites. And there was a great cry in Mitzrayim, for there was not a house where there was not a dead one.
For
Then
there
he
was not a house where there was not a dead one.
Mhm.
Mm. Go ahead.
then he calls for Moshe and Aaron, right? As I
Yeah.
said,
Aharon.
Aaron, okay, by night, and said, Arise, go out from the midst of my people, both you and the children of Israel, and go, serve Yah as you have said. Take both your flocks and your herds as you have said, and go. Then you shall bless me too.
Now you can stop right there. Huh, family, I need you to understand and understand me clearly. These people in these nations where we have been scattered to that represent Mitzrayim, Mitzrayim meaning place of bondage, they are going to get what is coming to them. But I'm going to tell you this. If you continue to assimilate, associate, and hang out with them, you will be left hanging because of them. Really quickly, before we get into reading Exodus chapter 8, I want to ask you, son. So, with you knowing about what happened with the young man Nolan Wells and the young man that was hung at Job Corps, and just all of the young men that it seems like every week another one of us is dying, being hung, and then they're saying that it was a unalivement when we know for a fact it wasn't. What says you? How does this make you feel as a young Yesharalite male growing up in this place of our bondage?
I mean, it's pretty clear and cut. We need to be ye set apart. We need to stop, being around these people that, no matter how we may feel, oh, there's cool white people, a majority of them hate us. So unless they're themselves set apart and in Yah,
Uh-huh.
I don't want to see my brothers and sisters being hurt by them no more, by the people that hate us. So set yourself apart. And I'm not even gonna sit here and be ignorant. Some of us are like that too, the
Bring it out,
bangers
son.
and all
Mm.
of them. Be set apart from them too, because just because they have the same skin, that don't make them your kin. So
Mm.
you would you set apart people, not just any black guy or any white guy. Just be with your peoples that are practicing righteousness and trying to be set apart and holy.
Come on now. It's funny, the segment I did with your sister last night, she said she like it was a drop the mic moment and I was like, clock it. I ain't about to say clock it with you, but son, that was definitely a drop the mic. But I'm gonna say this to you, baby. I need you to walk this walk. You hear me? Because
Mhm.
we could talk a good one. We could turn on these cameras and say whatever. You feel me? But if we ain't living it, it don't matter what we say. Because we will not be able to come into the rest of Yahuwah. Just because we sound good on our podcasts, on our channels, you hear me?
Yes.
All right now. So come on, let's go there. Shemot chapter 8. I'm going to read a little bit. I'm going to need you to read with me because we'll probably just finish out do this whole chapter as we finishing out this segment. So Shemot 8, the names, chapter 8. That is the proper name of this book, and it was later translated, I believe, beginning in the Septuagint, to Exodus, okay? But this is the book of names. Now let's go. And Yahusha spoke to Masha, go to Pharaoh and say to him, thus says Yahweh, let my people go. You know I couldn't help it, right, Josh? Let my people go so that they serve me. But if you refuse to let them go, see, I am smiting all your border with frogs, and the river shall swarm with frogs, which shall go up and shall come down into your house and into your bedroom and on your bed and in the houses of your servants and on your people and into your eyes and into your kneading bowls. Verse 4, Josh, pick up.
And the frogs shall come on you and your people and on all your servants. And Yah said to Moshe, say to Aaron, stretch out your hand with your rod over the streams, over the rivers, and over the ponds, and cause frogs to come up on the land of Mitzrayim. So Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters of Mitzrayim, and the frogs came up and covered the land of Mitzrayim. And the magicians did so with their magic, and brought up the frogs of the on the land of Mitzrayim. Pharaoh then called for Moshe and Aaron, and said, pray to Yah to take away the frogs from me and from my people, and I shall let the people go to slaughter Yah.
To slaughter to Yah.
Oh, to slaughter too. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was so confused. That's why I had the little pause. I'm like, what?
All right, so we're gonna dub this part out. You're gonna start back and say verse 8 and then read verse 8 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Verse 8. Pharaoh then called for Moshe and Aaron and said, pray to Yah to take away the frogs from me and from my people, and I shall let the people go to slaughter to Yah. And Moshe said to Pharaoh, explain yourself to me when I am to pray for you and for your servants and for your people to destroy the frogs from you and your houses and remain only in the river. So he said, tomorrow. And he said, let it be according to your word, so that you know that there is no one like Yah, our Eloah.
All right, I'm gonna pick up. Here we go. Verse 11. And the frogs shall turn aside from you, and from your houses, and from your servants, and from your people, and they shall remain in the river only. And Moshe and Aharon went out from Pharaoh, and Moshe cried out to Yahweh concerning the frogs which he had brought against Pharaoh. And Yahweh did according to the word of Moshe. And the frogs died out of the houses, out of the courtyards, and out of the fields. And they gathered them together in heaps, and the land stank. And when Pharaoh saw that there was relief, he hardened his heart and did not listen to them, as Yahweh had said. Verse 16, son.
And Yah said to Moshe, say to Aaron, stretch out your rod and strike the dust of the land, so that it becomes gnats in all the land of Mitzrayim. And they did so. And Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod and struck the dust of the earth, and it became gnats on men and beasts. All the dust of the land became gnats in the land of Mitzrayim. And the magicians did similarly with their magic to bring forth gnats, but they were unable, and there were gnats on man and beast. The magician said to Pharaoh, this is the finger of Aloha. But the heart of Pharaoh was straightened, and he did not listen to them.
Was
As
strengthened. The heart of Pharaoh was strengthened.
straightened, but uh, but the heart of Pharaoh was strengthened, and
Right.
he did not listen to them, as Yah had said. And Yah said to Moshe, "Rise early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh as he comes out of to the water, and say to him, Thus said Yah, let my people go, so that they serve me. Or else, if you do not let my people go, see, I am sending swarms of flies on you and your servants, and on your people, and into your houses, and also the ground on which they stand. And in that day I shall separate the land of Goshen, in which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies shall be there, so that you know that I am Yah in the midst of the land."
Now pause. Verse 22. I feel it's such a powerful verse, and I need my people to understand this. Right there, in the midst of living in Egypt. Verse 22 says, And in that day I shall separate the land of Goshen. Family, where is your Goshen? Where is your Goshen? This is why I am so adamant about coming together with like minded individuals to homestead, to be with one another, that we may be separate in this land until He gathers us all from the four corners and we go with one shoulder. We go up with one shoulder back to the land of promise, to the land of promise, family. That is the destination, right? So again, read verse 22 and keep going, son.
And in that day I shall separate the land of Goshen, in which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies shall be there, so that you know that I am Yah in the midst of the land. And I shall put a ransom between my people and your people. Tomorrow the sign shall be. And Yah did so, and thick swarms of flies came into the house of Pharaoh and into his servant's house, and into all the land of Mitzrayim. And the land was ruined because of the swarms of flies.
All right, I got you. Pharaoh then called for Masha and Aharon and said, Go slaughter to your Alahayim in the land. And Masha said, It is not right to do so, for we would be slaughtering the ambition of the Mitzrites to Yahweh our Alahayim. See if we slaughter the abomination of the Mitzrites before their eyes. Would they not stone us? Let us go 3 days' journey into the wilderness. Then we shall slaughter to Yahweh our Alahayim, as he commands us. And Pharaoh said, I am letting you go. Then you shall slaughter to Yah your Alahayim in the wilderness. Only do not go very far away. Pray for me. And Masha said, See, when I leave you, I shall pray to Yahweh. And tomorrow the swarms of flies shall depart from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people. But do not let Pharaoh again deceive, not to let the people go to slaughter to Yahweh. And Masha went out from Pharaoh and prayed to Yahweh, and Yah did according to the word of Masha, and removed the swarms of flies from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people. Not one remained, but Pharaoh hardened his heart at this time too, and did not let the people go. Going to chapter 9. And Yah said to Masha, Go into Pharaoh and speak to him. Thus said Yahweh Elohim of the Abarim. It says here of the Hebrews, but that proper word would be Abarim or Abayam, okay? Let my people go so that they serve me. Joshua, go ahead, pick up verse 2 of Exodus or Shemot chapter 9.
For if you refuse to let them go and are still holding them, see the hand of Yah is on your livestock in this field, on the horses, on the donkeys, on the camels, on the cattle, and on the sheep, a very grievous pestilence. And Yah shall separate between the livestock of Israel and the livestock of Mitzrayim, and let no matter die of all that belongs to the children of Israel. And Yah set an appointed time, saying, tomorrow Yah is going to do this word in the land. And Yah did this word on the next day, and all the livestock of Mitzrayim died. But of the livestock of the children of Israel, not one died.
Pause. The livestock of Mitzrayim, their food source, their provision died. But the livestock of Yasharal did not. The livestock of the chosen did not. The livestock of the covered ones did not die. I can't drink the water. I can't eat the meat. I can't do this. I can't do that. If you are righteous and living set apart, your Father can and will cover you. You will not have to worry about what you will eat, what you will drink, or what you wear. Do not the heathens even worry about these things? Are you a heathen or are you a chosen one? Continue, son. Verse 7.
Then Pharaoh sent and see, not even one of the livestock of Israel was dead. But the heart of Pharaoh was hardened, and he did not let the people go. And Yah said to Moshe and Aaron, fill your hands with ashes from a furnace, and let Moshe scatter it toward the heavens before the eyes of Pharaoh. And it shall become fine dust in all the land of Mitzrayim, and it shall cause boils that break out in sores on man and beast in all the land of Mitzrayim. So they took ashes from the furnace and stood before Pharaoh, and Moshe scattered them towards the heavens, and they caused boils breaking out in sores on man and beast. And the magicians were unable to stand before Moshe because of the boils, for the boils were on the magicians and all the Mizrahites.
But Yahweh strengthened the heart of Pharaoh, and he did not listen to them. And as Yah had said to Moshe, and Yahweh said to Moshe, rise early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh and say to him, thus said Yahweh Elohim of the Abarim, let my people go so that they serve me. For at this time I am sending all my plagues unto your heart and on your servants and on your people, so that you know that there is no one like me in all the earth. Now, if I had stretched out my hand and struck you and your people with pestilence, then you would have been cut off from the earth. And for this reason, I have raised you up in order to show you my power and in order to declare my name in all the earth. You still exalt yourself against my people, in that you do not let them go. See, tomorrow, about this time, I am causing very heavy hail to rain down, such as has not been seen in Mitzrayim from the day of its founding until now. And now, bring your livestock safely. Bring your livestock to safely, and all that you have in the field. For the hail shall come down on every man and every beast which is found in the field and is not brought home, and they shall die. I'm going to read verse 19 again. I need y'all to hear this. Son, you read it. Read verse 19. Verses 18 and 19 again.
See, tomorrow about this time I am causing very heavy hail to rain down, such as has not been seen in Mitzrayim from the day of its founding until now, and send And now send, and now send, bring your livestock to safety, and all that you have in the field, for the hail shall come down on every man and every beast which is found in the field, and not brought home, and they shall die.
You know what this makes me think of? We outside. We outside. It's about time to come on inside. Step into the ark, my people. The covenant of safety, the protection of your father. All that we outside. Unfortunately, all of the young men and women that we've been grieving, crying over, enraged about, they was outside. Verse 20. Those among the servants of Pharaoh who feared the word of Yah made their servants and livestock flee to the houses. But those who did not set their heart on the word of Yah, but those who did not set their hearts on the word of Yah, but those who did not set their heart on the word of Yahweh, left their servants and livestock in the field. And Yah said to Moshe, stretch out your hand toward the heavens, and let there be hail in all the land of Mitzrayim, on man, and on beast, and on every plant of the field throughout the land of Mitzrayim. Then Moshe stretched out his rod toward the heavens, and Yah sent thunder and hail, and fire came down to the earth. And Yahweh rained hail on the land of Mitzrayim. Pick up in verse 24, son.
Thus there came to be hail and fire flashing continually in the midst of the hail, very heavy, such as had not been in the land of Mitzrayim since it became a nation. And the hail struck in all the land of Mitzrayim, all that was in the field, both man and beast. And the hail struck every plant of the field and broke every tree of the field. Only in the land of Goshen, where the children of Israel were, there was no hail.
Only in the land of Goshen, where the children of Yasharal were, there was no hail. And I need y'all to hear me. Son, when they were in Mitzrayim, were they scattered to the four corners of the earth, yes or no?
No.
They were in one location. We are now scattered to the four corners of the earth. We are in different cities, states, boroughs, counties, towns. There needs to be Goshens everywhere we are. If you are alone and you have no fellowship, I'm telling you, it is time to find your tribe. It's time to find your people. If, in fact, you are not able to gather, then make a Goshen right where you are. And your first line of defense is righteousness and obedience. Say it with me, son. Righteousness
Righteousness
and obedience
and obedience
be a fence.
be a fence.
Righteousness
Righteousness
and obedience
and obedience
be a shield.
be a shield.
Family, I'm going to say this, and I'll probably say it 1,000 more times after this. All that we outside. It's over for that. Stop thirsting and lusting after what looks like it's fun. That fun left that young man unalived. That fun, you know who seeks fun? Hasatan. Remember, he is Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies. Look up what a gadfly does. What's a gadfly? Let's do that. Let's do that right now, son. On your mark, get set, go. You Google. I'm going to Google, and whoever comes up with it first. A gadfly. A gadfly is a person who persistently challenges, criticizes, or provokes others. Is Hasatan not the accuser of the brethren, and this is why he is compared to a gadfly, and he is also Gad, God, Baal, Baal of fortune. It's all connected. Y'all better wake up and pay attention. A gadfly is a person who persistently challenges, criticizes, or provokes others in order to stimulate change, force accountability, or disrupt the status quo. Now, I'm going to say this: there is nothing positive about this gadfly here. You see, they just tried to say, in order to stimulate change. Yeah, in order to stimulate change, not unto righteousness. They aggravate you and they annoy you and they provoke you, and you usually move out of emotion. You don't think, you become impulsive because it's bothering you. It is provoking you. Hasatan provokes you. The term literally refers to a biting insect like a horsefly that annoys livestock and was famously adopted by the adopted by Socrates to describe his philosophical approach in Athens. Y'all remember that? Shoot fly, don't bother me. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all better shoot them flies away. Those little provocations, those things that make you feel like, yeah, I gotta show myself, I gotta prove myself because they doubting me, they criticizing me. Get inside. Get protection from your father by being his obedient child. The children that are inside the house can be protected. Those outside will die. Family, we're going to end this with my son finishing up these scriptures. Go ahead, son. Do you remember where you left off?
Mm,
Verse 26, I believe.
yeah. I'm starting 27.
Okay. Now hit that 26 again. That's powerful.
Only in the land of Goshen, where the children of Israel were, there was no hail. Pharaoh then sent and called for Moshe and said to them, I have sinned this time. Yah is righteous, and my people and I are wrong. Pray to Yah, for there has been enough of the thunder and hail of Eloah, and I am letting you go, so that you stay no longer. And Moshe said to him, as soon as I go out of the city, let me spread out my hands to Yah. Let the thunder cease, and there will be no more, and the hail be no more, so that you know that the earth belongs to Yah. But as for you and your servants, I know that you do not yet fear before Yah Eloah. And the flax and the barley were struck, for the barley was in the head, and the flax was in the bud. But the wheat and the spelt were not struck, for they were late crops. And Moshe went out of the city from Pharaoh and spread out his hands to Yah, and the thunder and the hail ceased, and the rain was not poured on the earth. And Pharaoh saw that the rain and hail and the thunder had ceased. Yet he sinned again and hardened his heart. He and his servants and the heart of Pharaoh was strengthened, and he did not let the children of Yasharel go, as Yah had said through Moses or Moshe.
Mm-hmm. Family, y'all see these politicians and these world leaders doubling down. Yahshua Obadiahu, if you had but one word to say, what would it be? Now, I don't mean literally one word, but your
Uh,
final thoughts.
Stay out of them, my people. Be ye set apart.
Point blank, period. All right, son. Love you.
Love you too.
I'll be home soon.
Okay.
Shalom.
Shalom.